When you're in a dating scene, you want to put a good presentation, But at the same time, you want to be authentic because that authenticity is what will actually carry the relationship from one level to the next.
So I talked to him first and he was like, which is okay, how are you? Where are you from? This, okay. And he super fast like, hey, did you have lunch? Are you free?
Yeah.
And I said, wow,
As a traveler, you have no much time.
Yeah.
You just need to hit the nail on the head and let the other party decide. Because like me, I've been to 70 countries. So imagine how many people will I be spending 2 weeks with. I go there, I spend 2 weeks. And I'm a man in a mission. I want to go to every country in the world. Here in Africa, if my mom sees me with a girl 2-3 days walking into my house, coming back, that's my wife, not girlfriend. People don't know girlfriend here.
Yeah.
So I also carry that, When I go there and I realize this is the lady I want to be with, I want to say she's my wife. Even though it's not legally married, we don't really have that dating culture. Somebody they are dating for 8 years, 7 years, that is my boyfriend, 8 years.
Maybe not Rosio, but my soul always knew that someday I would come here to the motherland. If for Maru, the cultural shock was finding transgender. For me, the big shock was polygamy.
Oh.
Polygamy. It doesn't exist in my culture.
Now, would you allow Malo to get second wives, third wives?
No. No.
Malo, would you love to be in a polygamy?
Sometimes it's tough. I'll have to be honest. I've seen beautiful women from Asia to I don't know where and where. Argentina is among the most beautiful women you may find. Like top. Even you're lucky my grandmother is not alive. If she was, every day she'll be teaching you how to make babies and how and why you've delayed too much.
Yeah, when I arrived here in the party, people was telling me that I'm supposed to be pregnant in the first 3 months, and
I just built a huge empire in my village. If I die today, I don't want my uncle showing up here with a machete and saying, give me this, give me that. I want my own blood to at least take, because I've sacrificed. Instead of being in a 5-star hotel in Miami, I stay in a hostel just to put things together. So I want at least my kids to enjoy that. Because you can take advice from people who are not on your level. It's good you find people on your level. They will understand you because either they are going through the same or they have been through the same, or they know someone who has been through the same. And I see most public relationships sometimes end up very separated. And mostly it's not because of the couple. It's because of the pressure. Even we don't have a car right now, but we will get. If you can make money and you don't have a boss, and then you can move around the world. And if I didn't live that life, I would not have met Rosio.
Yeah.
You see, also life gives you options. Yeah, so the thing is, YouTube needs persistence, okay, and patience. That is what people don't have. People believe because they have seen Maru build a big house from YouTube, they can join today and in 3, 4, 5 months, they should be there. YouTube has no formula. You can tell people how to drive a car. You can show people how to travel, like what we do. You can even show people about your family, how to create. So anything you can transform that to a video which becomes or makes you a YouTuber. And if you do it over and over and over without seeing money, fame, and anything that comes with all these things, you'll be successful. Yes. Even I have my own sister, for example.
Yeah.
I believe she makes more money than me.
Oh my God.
Yes.
And she started just the other day.
I helped her open the channel.
Wow.
I bought her a camera. People associate wealth with devil worshipping, Freemason, Illuminati. That's, I don't know why. I feel like sometimes slapping people, like people associate wealth and satanism. And if by bad chance somebody dies in your family, they say, you see, we told you. It's like we fear being wealthy, Like we fear living a good life.
Like progression.
People, I don't know what's going on here.
Getting out of...
Like even me right now in the village, they say I'm the biggest member of Freemason here. And even I don't even have that church or hall, I don't know.
The church.
Like right now we are facing one challenge, it's called reaction. People are on my neck every single day. If you type I am Maru, you'll find 20 people talking about me. And 99.9, I can assure you, it's lies. Even there are videos which have been made that Rosio already left the village, she ran and things like that, and she's still here. Just because Maru is a YouTube star, they just want to hang on that name and associate anything they feel like. But I keep reminding these people, okay, that they can wake up and become their own Maru. And if they feel I'm doing it wrong, they can show us the way. You know, show us how to build a road, show us how to do this. And now even the worst part is my own people attacking me.
My name is Rosio. I come from Argentina. Yeah, and I'm a traveler. So now I'm living here in Kenya.
Which part of Argentina?
I come from a city on the beach, on the coast. It's called Mar del Plata. It's like 5 hours away from the capital city, Buenos Aires.
Say hi to our Argentina's fans.
Hello to hola a todos los argentinos viendo. Yeah.
Hello guys, my name is Maru. They know me as I am Maru on YouTube and other social media platforms. I'm from Kenya and currently we are filming this video from my home here. Yes, thank you so much.
Rosio, please tell us how it was growing up for you in Argentina.
So for me, growing up was I'm an artist since I'm very little. I'm a singer mainly, and I used to dance and act a lot. So my sister is also like a dancer. I grew up with a lot of music and art in my family. So since I'm very little, I'm surrounded by theaters and being on stage and things like that. So since I was around 13 years old, I already started to work in theater companies. So growing up for me was a lot of art included. So yeah, I really enjoyed my childhood. Yes.
Your memorable childhood.
Yes. Let's say, well, when I was working, doing musicals, I was a very young teenager, and I felt myself like already, you know, being like a professional, super adult in some way. And that was a very, very happy moment for me. It was every day on stage, rehearsals and classes, ballet classes, things like that. That I'm super happy when I'm doing those things, very active.
Do you have other siblings?
Yes, I'm the youngest of 6. Yes.
Do you
Yeah.
enjoy school?
Yes.
How was it?
Very good. I was a very, very good student. Yeah. I took it very easy. Good qualifications, you know, but never like super nerd, but somehow, I don't know, consider myself smart. So I felt it was quite easy for me. Yeah.
You have parents?
Yeah. Sorry?
You have parents or maybe guardians?
I know what you mean.
If you have parents, your parents.
Yes, my mom and dad, yeah, they're still together till now. Yeah.
What was your dream like growing up in Argentina as a young girl?
So my dream was to actually live as an artist, to make my earnings doing artists, especially music. That's where I focus my attention and all my studies the most. And yeah, my expectations were like to be as professional singer. Yes.
Are you now living your dream as a singer?
Yes, right now I'm in a maybe like in a pause of my career in terms of music itself. But yes, it's been a few years since my job is to sing.
Okay,
Yes.
come back to that.
Yeah.
Maru.
Yes.
Yeah, how did you grow up in this village of Leguanse?
When I was growing up here, I was like super local, you know, the guy with no shoes, or maybe torn slippers. One part of the slippers is torn. Maybe my short trouser on my butt. You know those old school memories, and maybe your best clothes is your school uniform, and if you want to take a picture you have to call that picture man to come, and you have to tell him 1 week before. That was kind of my life here, and where we are sitting, this used to be our land when I was still a kid. I used to come here to graze goats, sheep, and also my dad used to farm a lot of sugarcane in this area, and there used to be big snakes here, and it was, as a young kid, I was afraid to come here alone, but I had to come because I was the guy taking care of the goats. Yeah, and I grew up with friends in primary school. I schooled around here. I could say like I was a smart student, but when given room, I became like dumb. Like okay, let me explain this. For example, I remember one time I used to make jokes a lot, like in Chongo, I know, like roasting other people when I was a young kid. So I would not pass my exams. So my mom told me to go back 2 classes behind so that my friends could actually go. And then after that, I started really performing very well. I went to high school, then university. I went to JQuat actually in
What did you study?
actuarial science. Yes, it's pure statistics or mathematics. Then from there I graduated, I think 2015, June or July, around there. Then the following year, I worked with Chase Bank. It's now closed. I worked as a salesman. And also when I was in university, I used to sell shoes to make a living. Like I knew how to be independent. Even here in the village, I kept pigeons when I was a young kid. And the only time my mom bought me clothes was when I became number 1, 2, 3 in a class. Otherwise, nothing. So I used to keep dogs, and we used to stay with a very rich neighbor. His name was also Maru because it's a community name. So this guy had very expensive dogs, and they mated with our dogs. We had female dogs. So we had like a mix of hybrid and local dogs. So I would sell them really like 1,000 Kenyan shillings those days. And that money would like sustain me, do a lot of things. And also I kept pigeons. That's why I still keep pigeons up to today, and I'll sell it. The funny thing is the price has never changed. Since I was a kid, it was 100, up to today still 100 Kenyan shilling. So I used also to sell these pigeons, and somehow I survived here in the village. But I didn't grow up as a conspicuous guy, like a known guy. My mom was a primary school teacher. She's retiring, I think, this year or next year. So I grew up as a son of a teacher. So there are some standards I was supposed to live as a son of a teacher. You know, those days, the chief and the teacher, they were highly respected. And police officers sometimes, they were highly respected. So that's how I grew up here. But I didn't grow up as maybe a rich kid or nothing. No.
Do you have siblings?
Yeah, I have siblings, and most of them are in these social media platforms. I have my sister. First, we have an elder sister. She's the only one who does not do YouTube and social media. Her name is Winnie. And then me, Marwa. And then I have Dee Mwango. I don't know if you guys know her. Then we have my younger brother, David Jr. Yes.
Growing up as a young boy, what was your dream like?
Oh, those days, to be honest, I thought I would end up being a bus driver or a police officer, or like a soldier, something like that. Like either a bus driver, because those days we didn't have a lot of cars around. You know, one car used to pass and we'd all run and look at it. Those days we didn't have these roads like it's been. They were small and cars used to meet, you know. So there was a bus called Stagecoach. I really admired like the driver. I felt like he has the power to take care of everybody sitting behind. He has to decide when the bus moves and when it stops. So I felt like that actually was like my dream. Then at 11, around 11, I lost my left eye.
What happened?
So one guy, Actually, I was pretending to be a bus, like,
Yes.
and I met this guy. His name was Juma. He was a crippled guy. He used to walk with his legs like this. So I pushed him, pretending I'm the bus, like beep, 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 beep. Then I knocked him down. You know, at 11. Then this guy had this, how do you call it, slingshot. So when I pushed him, this guy cried, saying, "Mama, why did you just push me?" So I went back reverse, like, you know, I was a small boy, but I still remember that scene. So I went back looking from this side, like a side mirror. And this guy hit me with a stone, and I lost my eye that day. Up to today, I don't see on my left eye.
Sorry for that.
Yes. So then I realized all my dreams died at that point, because they said you can't be a policeman, they have to test your eye. Then you have to be a bus driver, you have to be tested the eye for you to be a driver. Actually, I remember it's my dad who one time talked about it. I realized, oh man, I lost my dreams. Then me, I started living now, keeping pigeons and goats
And dogs.
and dogs. Then my mom kept saying, you know, I want you to go to university. Those days we only had one guy in the village here who had ever been in the university. I'll not mention his name. Probably he knows himself. Every young lady wanted that guy to marry him. And my mom would tell me, I want you to be like that guy. You see, even all the ladies want to marry him. They used to fight for him. So then I started believing, okay, you know, there is life beyond, because I can't be a police officer. Because police those days, you're not supposed to go to university. You finish from 4, and even others, sometimes you don't even finish from 4. If you have good connection, class 8, you go. So then now I started believing I would go to university, you know. Then when my mom took me back 2 classes, I became so smart, because kind of repeating made me smart. And since then I started scoring A's until I went to high school, then I went to university, then I studied actuarial science. So when I finished my university, first, before finishing, you know, there's a way you finish and you wait for the next 6 months to graduate.
Yes.
Those are the times that people do internship and try to get jobs, and you go to your university to ask for them to give you a letter saying it's just graduation left, so you can even present in a company. So I did all those things, but it was very difficult for me to get jobs. So I used to sell shoes, and as I tried to find jobs, then I found this sales job with Chase Bank.
Where?
I got it in Nairobi, but my station was in Thika. Even something funny, some people that we started working with, they still work in that bank up to today. Now it's called, I think, SD something. They changed the name. So then, but before then, during that time before we graduated, we still stayed around our university. It was JKUAT Juja. So there we'd meet young other boys and classmates technically, and tell people what we want to be. Bro, how you seeing this life? Me, I used to tell I've told this story a million times. I used to tell all of my friends, me, I just want to go, bro. I want to leave this Kenya and just go.
Go where?
I don't know, I didn't even know I wanted to go. Me, I always say even if I go to India, but I knew America was not my thing, and Europe, because to go to those places, you need like backup, like maybe your father is in the government or uncle, money in other words. So I used to tell myself, maybe I go to India and, you know, maybe Sri Lanka, anywhere. So something funny, one of the boys found a job to go and teach English in Colombia. His name is Ken.
Your classmate?
My classmate. We used to be like 13 of us. Actually, me, I used to stay in my own like small apartment, not even apartment, like cube. But for the boys, they had a 3-bedroom house that they had rented, a whole building. So it was like 4 bedrooms, so they used to share. So that was the house that we would meet and tell stories, what do you want to be, and talk about nearly all boys stuff. So something funny, one of the boys got a job to go to Colombia, to go and teach English as a volunteer. You know the way whites come in our home, like to help and to do some exchange program. So this guy came and told the boys, hey, boys, me, I'm going Maju, I'm traveling to abroad. Then they asked him, hey, where are you going to? He said, I'm going to Colombia. Oh, that country, that time there was this series called Narcos. And they say, oh, that country with a lot of drugs and things like this. All that one, you will go there and they will shoot you, plata or plomo. And maybe Maru can go. They thought me I was the crazy guy because me, I used
Why
to.
you?
Me, I used to be like kind of fearless guy who does kind of everything.
Yeah.
I'm that guy who, let's say, if my shy friend does not want to speak to the girl, I'm the guy they push. Mara, call me that girl, maybe I'll buy you lunch. So I used to be the guy who have nothing to lose,
Yes.
So frontliners, everything up. Let this one go. So they said, all of them agreed. I was not even there in that meeting, They said, no, tell Marwa to go. This is a true story, and even, I don't know if Ken, you met Ken? Ken came here, the guy who took me to Colombia. We had the party.
I don't remember.
Yes, he came here, the guy who gave me that chance. Yes. So then I agreed. I said, he came to my house, and funny enough, that week I had been fired from my job as a salesman because I didn't meet the targets. I didn't sell credit cards and things like that. So it was around November 2015. So he told me, hey Mara, I've found a job to go to Colombia. I've told all the boys, they have said, we give you. I asked, no, where is it? I didn't even have a passport. I've never left the country apart from Tanzania here. But like on a serious travel, I had never been in a plane. So this guy gave me a link on Facebook, which a friend of him had sent him. There were like 6 people before me going to Colombia. Like one guy in Colombia told his cousin told a friend told a brother. And it went like that until it met me, the 6th person. So then I put my information there. After 3 days, I got an email. I think 2 days. An email saying, hey, we've seen you're interested to come and join our organization. It was a volunteer program. Would want to do interviews and blah, blah, blah. We see if you can go. One of the conditions that this company was giving, it's called Volunteers Colombia. You can even Google it out. Was that you had to pay 50,000 Kenyan shillings to secure your spot. But this money was, if you go there and work, they will give you back the money. It's just an assurance that you are going, and if you go there, you'll still stick to the job and do what brought you to the country. Because actually when I went there, I realized many people arrive there, the country is so nice, a lot of parties, and people leave their jobs and do other, or they get other better jobs. The way people go to look for jobs abroad, when you arrive there, your friend tells you, hey, if you work here, the same job, you can be paid 2 times. You leave that organization. So then I did the interviews, I passed. I didn't have the money. I started selling my stuff in my cubic, TVs.
You had TV in college?
Yeah, because 4th year, and I used to sell shoes.
Oh, yeah.
I'd go get the shoes for 30 shillings in Gekomba, called Camera, 6 a.m. in the morning, wash it, put those paper bags inside, and put in front of J-Quad, and sell to a student, a lady who wants. I used to sell ladies' shoes more because for them, they didn't negotiate too much, and they wanted to change shoes every day. For men, they wear one shoes and they don't want even to change. So, and for a ladies, I'll sell her one, and she'll still tell me, when you bring the new one, before you put them here, send them on my WhatsApp. So I had money. Even I had bought my first freezer. I wanted to start like selling meat. I was calculating like I would get animals from my village here because they are cheap. Take them to Nairobi. The kilo is like 350 by that time. You sell 100. It's a lot of money. I was like already calculating money in my mind. So, but that dream died. So I sold those things, home theaters and all these things. Then I got money, and also I was working. I had saved a little bit. So I had business. I was working. The good thing about sales is you go and report to the work, and they tell you to go to the field. You can decide, my field today is my bed. You go and sleep. So some days I used to say, there are no clients in Nairobi. Nairobi also, the problem is wearing a suit and approaching strangers and telling them put money with us. They're like, these guys are scammers. And Nairobi people tell you those people who steal are the ones that look sharp and nice.
Yeah,
And with suits. And the bank is telling you have to put puts on. If you go on my Instagram, my early photos, you'll see me in suits and everything.
yeah.
But to cut the long story short is I ended up going to Colombia after paying the 50,000, which is $500. I came back home. I told my mom, I found this job. I want to go. My mom didn't still believe me, but she took a small loan and added some money for the flight. And for this flight, you have to have a flight to go and to come back. So to cut this long story short is I went to Colombia.
Now take us the journey of going to Colombia as a young African boy.
Yeah, that was one of the crazy stories. Sometimes I feel like I need to make a movie about it.
Please tell us, share with us.
I remember, so Colombia people speak Spanish.
Yes,
So I've been accepted.
yes.
So now they're asking me to send my passport details. I didn't have a passport. So I went to look for a passport. And these guys tell me the passport has to take 3 weeks, things like that. And my company wants the passport like tomorrow. So I talked to the guys there at the immigration. I don't know if it's immigration or passport area. And they told me there was a way I could pay extra and get it done fast. So they gave me that option. I got my passport. I sent my details to Colombia. These guys sent me a visa, an electronic visa. I think even up to now I still have those visas in my email. So I was not still sure if everybody around me doubted the entire thing. Everybody, except me. I was like, because there was a guy in Colombia called Kevin who I was talking now to, because I followed all these and realized, there's actually a guy called Kevin. He was from Maru. He's still in Colombia up to today. So I followed and found this guy. Then I added him on Instagram. That was 2015. Instagram still existed. And we started talking. I saw him teaching students. He was even enjoying. He was in places called Pereira. I was like, these are the places I want to go. So the D-Day comes, my passport is out, my visa is out. I went to the Colombian embassy in Kenya to confirm if actually that visa is valid. I showed them the visa. They didn't know about the program. That was something strange. So they checked, they say, no, the visa is valid. We've checked in our system, it's valid, you can travel. Oh. So then I came home, I called my mom, I told her everything was okay after I bought the ticket. And then from there, I asked my parents and my sister, Dee Mwango, to come to the airport with me as I leave the country. So I remember that day they traveled all night, arrived in Nairobi the following day. They came to that big house because now I didn't even have a house. Actually, 1 month before I left, because I left in February 14th, I still remember the date, of 2016. So the entire January and some days of February, I was staying with those boys in that 4-bedroom house. It was called Gabedi. So I didn't even have a bed because I'd sold nearly everything. So they came, they didn't even have a place to stay. So they had and they cooked food for us, they cooked for the boys. My mom came with rice from the village. It was like a small celebration, and evening we went to the airport. So we went there. I didn't know what even to check in is. I didn't know even how. It was chaos. So my bag is already going to the plane. So I'm going through immigration. First you start with the airline. Then the airline gives you the ticket, you go to the immigration. So I go to the immigration. The first thing this guy says is, your connecting flight is going to Amsterdam. Do you have visa for Amsterdam? They will not accept you. You stay there. And again, where are you going? Colombia. So the country it was a government, the organization had sent me an invitation letter explaining who I was. So I told them, no, look, this is my visa, this is even the invitation letter. Then this immigration officer reads it, it's in Spanish. He tells me, do you understand what is written here? What if it says, when you arrive, we take your kidney and we take your intestine and everything?
Did you panic?
No, me, I didn't panic. I was like, this guy is wasting my time. You should let me go. But now, I was panicking because this guy had the power to I didn't panic about like him telling me all this information about my intestine and kidney. But I was panicking like everybody's going except me. Because other people would come and, hey, you go. Me, I've been told to sit there. Hey, I was the last guy to board the plane. Like I had to beg these guys, like, bro, just let me know. let me go, bro, let me. And even I remember one guy asked me for money at the airport. It's been like 7 years or 8, I can't remember now. That was 2016. So I don't know, I didn't even have time to change my money. You know, I was supposed to change Kenyan shillings to dollars or euros. I went to change the money in Amsterdam, but I was the last guy. These guys at the airport, I was saying, Frederick Maru, last call. I'm like, bro, that is me, they're calling. The door is closing, get close. You know, they had, it was
miserable.
very bad. But somehow they let me in, so I went to the plane, you know, and you have to go through security. I had carried some jacket for the cold because I thought those countries will be cold. So then I've taken them out. Now I'm running, holding a bag here, jacket this side, I don't know, shoes. So I arrived in the plane like this, like I don't know.
And what was going through your mind, you know, traveling to a foreign country?
Me, I was excited to go. Me, I was like, bro, today I will pass through Amsterdam. I'll see. And those days, I was a fan of football. There was a guy called Van Persie. I was like, oh, I'll pass through Van Persie's home. I will see. Me, I was excited about what is ahead of me. But the Kenyan immigration nearly killed my dream. And I'm telling you, actually, it's like this. I went abroad, my first flight. So somehow I went into the plane. I was confused, and then I arrived there. The first time I saw white people, like so many at once.
Impression.
Yeah, at once. It's in the plane because the plane was heading to Amsterdam, and nearly 90% were Europeans who had come for summer here. Now they are going back. That was around February 14th, 13th. So I arrived there. I'm confused. Then this madam air hostess tells me, "Hey, give me your ticket." So she sees and she tells me, "Follow me." She takes me to a window seat. I sit there, I'm sweating. I remember I had a white shirt. Then there was this guy next to me. I told him to take me a picture. It's still there on my Instagram. If you check 2014 to 2016, you may find it. I do like this. And my photo went viral.
Why?
Because my boys here, they're like, oh, actually this guy left. You know, they thought it was like shenanigans. So then, and I posted that when I arrived in I think, and then in Amsterdam, I took some more pictures, you know, like Europe, and like I was excited, you know, this is me, you know. Then I connected, I went to Colombia. Arriving in Colombia, it was smooth. Now I took the letter, and these guys knew the program, and you know, they just scanned my visa. It was there. They let me in. Actually, it was a lady says, "Bienvenido a Colombia." The first time now she didn't speak English. It was Spanish. Then I walk into the airport. Now inside now, you know, you come from immigration. Now you're inside the airport. Now you're supposed to see the door that you need to exit and leave. Hey, now everybody's speaking Spanish, and me, I only know how to speak English and Swahili and my mother tongues here and there. They're telling me, "Amigo, where are you going?" in Spanish. Me, I'm like, "Hey, what is amigo? What is going?" You know, I ended up giving them my money, a lot of money. Actually, they kind of, I would say, stole. They took 4 times the normal amount. Let's say if you pay $20, they asked me for $80 to go to the place where I was supposed to go. Because I didn't speak Spanish, I didn't know what they were saying. And I just gave them the address of where I'm going. And boom, this guy drove and he wrote down the money he wanted me to give. So I gave him double. So when I arrived there was this guy called Kevin. He welcomed me.
Like a hostel or?
No, it was actually a 5-star hotel.
Yes.
And this program was run by the government of Colombia. So we arrived there and I met this guy called Kevin. He had eaten
he was waiting for you. He knew you were.
Yes, the guy I told you about. And then he introduced me to another guy called Tianda. Now this guy works in cruise ships. Kevin is still in Colombia up to today. Kevin had gone to the gym. He's big muscle. And me, I have just arrived from 28.
From Nairobi, at
yes, 28-hour, around 20-hour flight. I am just, you know, you feel like confused. Your ears are, you know. This guy greets me and shakes my hand like, "Hey, brother, karibu." Like, "Hey, bro, welcome." So then the organization had my room. They took me to my super nice 5-star hotel. And then Kevin took me to go and get food. It was a buffet. Then first time I'm seeing Colombian food, and they are written in Colombian language, like chicharron, that is like pork. So I didn't know this food, and then these guys take me around. Then I ate. I said I want to rest. They agreed for 2 days. They gave me 2 days rest. Those days now I uploaded photos on my Instagram, Facebook. People are like, oh man, how did you go? How did you do this? You know?
Colombia, you know?
Yes. So, and I was in the capital, Bogota. So later on, after 2 weeks, I was sent to my school now in Medellin, which is the best city. That's why I call this house Villa Medellin. And that's where my YouTube career began. So in Medellin, I was very lonely because Kevin went to a different city. They took me to the school that I was assigned. I met my teachers. Hey, the first day that really shocked me in that country is I went on Tinder to get to...
Hey, Maru.
No, that's after staying in
Like
the... After 2 weeks staying in Bogota, now I went to a new city. Then I said, okay, maybe I should find somebody even to help me here, a girlfriend or...
Sure.
The first thing I went on Tinder, I saw like beautiful girls, and there was a guy called Douglas from Canada. I told Douglas, hey, I was using translator.
Yeah.
So you know, they would write, you copy, and you paste on the translator. Translator tells you what is going on. So the translator was saying, please remember, I am a boy. I'm like, what is going on here, you know? So the funny thing was I had matched with a guy, but in those countries, you can see somebody's like a beautiful woman, like super beautiful. Super beautiful, and is a boy. Super, like you can't tell who is a boy and who...
Boys are beautiful.
Not boys, they change themselves.
Transgender.
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 Eh?
So you don't know. You know, you've come from the village.
Yeah.
I've never heard about these things. You've gone there on Tinder. Oh, good. Even at the first, it's like I just want to meet people, and because we was the school took us the first month to a hostel in Colombia.
Did you
now.
study now Spanish immediately?
No, me, I was just using translator, and I would take step by step. But now I speak Spanish, which I never went to school.
Continue.
So then that really scared me. It scared me like, whoa. So here, you don't even who is a boy, who is a girl. First thing is I went off Tinder, I deleted Tinder. And then loneliness hit me. For the next 6 months, I was very lonely so that I could understand this country. That was my biggest culture shock ever. So then after I met some guys, so then I moved from a hostel. After 1 month, I found my own room. So in these countries, you can stay in a house like this, even 5 people, like 5 different groups. Maybe you and your girlfriend, another single guy, but you share a common kitchen. So I found a house like that. So I stayed there. Then I was very lonely because I couldn't speak the language.
No friends.
I couldn't even do online dating. I couldn't do anything. So I was just my room. I go to class, come back, and also, but my teachers really helped me. The teachers I was working with, my co-teachers, they helped me get cards. So then I met some black guy in the same big building. It was a huge complex I was staying. His name was Carlos. We decided we want to do some Facebook stunts. You know those videos, funny videos that you see people acting. You know, like when somebody comes to your home, you're eating food, maybe you are hiding food, and then the cat eats the food, then it's like a shame. So we started, I was very intrigued because one day he was shaving my hair, okay, in his room, and then I was with my phone, and somehow a Facebook post came of someone making such type of videos. Then Carlos told me, you know, this is my friend, and it's me who shoots these videos, okay? I told him, Carlos, how do you shoot these videos? But we should start. He said, we need a camera, we need this. You know, I saved. That actually was my first few months in Colombia, like my third month. I saved for like 6 months.
Yeah, they were paying you well.
What? They were giving me 50,000 Kenyan shillings, $500. And you know, here in Chase Bank, they were paying me 12,000 Kenyan shillings. That is like $120. So, and now the problem being there is your parents know you are in abroad and they are calling, they took some loan. It's been 4 months now. Amigo, what's going on? Hey, it was tough. I saved money. I told Carlos, don't worry, I'll save money and we get this camera that is the best. So I saved money, we got the camera. We started shooting the videos. My first YouTube videos, you'll see those
Tell us your first YouTube video.
my first, like I didn't know even what I was doing.
What was it?
There was an event of a school, the school that I was working, and there was like a cultural event. And I told a friend to shoot a video like, I don't know, 1 minute, then I posted on YouTube. But remember, my interest was to start videos on Facebook, not YouTube. And now these Facebook videos, they were more of a group, not me only, me and my friends, because it's acted. But Carlos was the videographer, was the main guy. So we started making those videos. After like 1 month, we used to meet every Saturday or Sunday, mostly Sunday. So we shoot the videos, then we post them during the week slowly. We did the first month. The second month, people would come with the excuse, no, me today, my mom is coming to greet me. Oh, me, my girlfriend is coming, I will not come today. Then the whole thing would collapse. Then that time, I was watching this guy called Casey Neistat on YouTube. He's a YouTuber. He was making videos, even visiting Kenya, Zambia. I'm like, bro, I want to be this guy now. I think these guys, Carlos, they are not serious with what we are doing. Maybe I need to be myself and actually run this show like Casey, because Casey is himself.
Yes.
I don't see him with any other people shooting. You know, I converted from Facebook. I took even those videos that I had posted on Facebook, I posted them on my YouTube. I went on YouTube and asked how to open a YouTube channel, how to make my video go viral, how to do this, what makes a video good. I studied all those things every single day. And then I had a camera. Then I started shooting videos, streets, food, nightlife. Me, I was shooting. I didn't know money, that there is money on YouTube. I didn't know anything about that. Me, I was like, bro, I remember one time Kevin told me, how could you buy a camera that you could easily send home and buy land? Hey, it hit me so hard. It hit me so hard. So I really wanted to use this camera. And again, even the day I was buying this camera, like I had nearly all reasons not to do YouTube. The owner of the shop told me, hide this camera because it's expensive. I bought it like $1,300. The funny thing is that camera is still at my mom's house here. It's so expensive. If people see you in the street, they're gonna rob you. And me, I'm like, no, I wanna film this street with this camera. Then how? Now I used to work with a black umbrella to protect myself with the camera as I shoot the videos. And I would go to clubs, you know, sometimes it's awkward. There is a guy at the corner filming us, dancing. It's kind of a little awkward, you know. Me, I kept shooting. I had nothing to lose. Then I realized I could also do, I was learning Spanish, but not in class, just interaction. It's been like now 8 months. I realized I could actually speak some few words. I could understand what people say. I started doing street interviews. Hey, with beautiful girls actually, like, hey, what is your type of man you want to date? I used to do those type of videos. If you see, I've really evolved as a YouTuber. Then they would say things and a lot of boys would comment in the video, hey girl, yes, girl number 3 was good, number 4, I don't want that one. And then my videos start going viral. Wow. 500,000 views, 1 million views. And then I would go to universities. In the universities, students speak English. So then I evolved and evolved and evolved. Then one day I told myself, what if these girls one day refuse to come on my show? I started then doing me part of the videos and them. Then it became me, as there is a YouTuber called Maru. He makes interesting videos. Because those days I couldn't travel. I had to work. Yeah. Every day I had to click to work. So I'd go film videos on a weekend, especially because universities operate on the weekend or nightlife. Then I used to post like 4-minute video, 3-minute video. So all I wanted is like a video I could post every day, even if it's 3 minutes. Hey, my channel grew up. Then money started coming in. It came until it reached a point where I was making nearly double the money that took me to Colombia. So I decided, okay, maybe it's time for me to leave teaching and do YouTube. Because I'm like, bro, if this thing can pay me, and I love doing it, why am I struggling every day? Even there's a moment I became even homeless in Colombia, but that's a story for another day. So also that pushed me to actually do YouTube, because I became homeless after I lost my job and a lot of things.
Yeah,
I realized,
lost your job in Colombia?
yes, and I became homeless there.
What happened? Or maybe the contract ended?
The first year the contract ended. The second year, a lot of things happened. Then I lost my job, I lost my visa, I lost everything. I was in the street. But I had my camera. Kevin came back and told me, don't ask me for help. Sorry, Kevin, but it's true. Even Tianda knows. Even there's another guy called Clinton. All these were my good friends, they didn't help me. And I'm not shaming them, I'm just trying to say, sometimes when people are very low, you can actually help them, because tomorrow, you never know. They all refused to help me when I was homeless, and a Ghanaian guy helped me. After that incident, I convinced myself, all I need to do in this world is YouTube. I don't want people's job, I don't want anything to do with the boss. I want to, because I was homeless. Then I started pulling myself, I got another job, but as I was doing that job, I became serious with YouTube. I was posting every day, and money was growing. After 1 year, the government of Colombia said visa rejected after applying. I had no option. I left Colombia.
To where?
To Mexico. I looked for a new visa. Now I had a lot of money, like 10 million Kenyan shilling in my account.
What, Maru?
Serious. I showed them the money. They let me go to Mexico.
Yeah.
Going in Mexico, I went to Cuba. I filmed videos in Cuba. Cuba is like North Korea. Not very many people go there.
Before we continue with your journey of traveling,
Yeah.
I would love to go back to Rosio.
All right.
Rosio, after completing your school, were you in business or maybe employment at some time?
Yeah, when I finished school, I continued studying music. Like I always did university for music, let's call it college, music college. And at the same time I was working in a clothes store. I used to have like temporal jobs, seasonals for summer. My city is very popular in summer because of the beach. And I used to work like only summer, and then the rest of the year just studying, and sometimes helping my dad in his business, and he would give me like little money, but not very serious. But I was going to school and going to music or ballet school at the same time. My entire life I always did like double, but when it was like high school, primary, things like this, and the artist side also. Then I finish high school and I go to music school to become a teacher, a music teacher and a singing teacher professionally. But at the same time I was working. Then I got my first not temporal anymore, but they told me I work for a season, for summer season, and they told me, hey Rosio, we want you here for the entire year. Like, are you available? And yes, then I was studying university and the job at the same time, yeah, for a few years, because actually that's when I found my opportunity my dream was to travel all my life. Music and traveling, yes. When I got that job that would give me income monthly, I saw the opportunity to start saving for my very big first travel ever. Yeah.
What was your first destination?
So
When and which year? Sorry.
yeah, so my first travel, I was 22 when I started actually, and I went to America. And
Which state?
so I've been in California. I actually did a student exchange for 5 months, and I chose this program because my whole life I was dreaming about traveling. Like Maru, I never before stepped on a plane, things like this, but it was a huge dream to travel the world, to see the world. My family wouldn't be able to afford holidays or things like this for the entire family, flight tickets. It was impossible. So I say to myself, okay, I will travel when I'm able to pay for my own flight. That I don't really need to ask for help. And that happened when I saw this job opportunity that they wanted me to be there for long term. And when they tell me, Rosio, we want you here for the rest of the long term, you know, I started to make maths. Okay, how can I use this money? Now I'm gonna have monthly income. It's not gonna be just a seasonal savings. And at that time I was thinking, okay, should have moved by myself, because also in that age, you know, you really want to move from your parents' house and live alone and things like this. Or I travel. And in my idea was like, I wanted to travel so much that I didn't want to just to go for a 15 days holidays and come back. I wanted to just go and as long as possible. So I found this opportunity of doing an exchange. Also, I was traveling, I was planning to travel alone. I asked some friends if they wanted to travel, but no one was in the mood to do all of that. And I said, okay, I'm going by myself. There's nothing stopping me. I don't want to depend on others. And I found these programs to work for a few months in the States. They were like different countries, but America was like my dream, you know, like I'm a New York dream, Broadway with all these musical things, you know. I've always dreamed about it, and I saw this opportunity to go into America for 5 months with a program that while I'm in the break of my university, during summer in Argentina, it's winter in America. And I started to, there's some companies, you know, like agencies that actually, you need to do these programs, you need to find a sponsor that will get you the job, because it's not like you go and you try to find a job and everything. You go there with a job already, with many things, you know, with a visa program, with a special visa that allows you to work legally in the States. So these agencies help you to find these sponsors that will give you the job, will give you the visa, and this and this. So I spent 2 years saving money monthly for this trip, and I found a company, an agency that was working with ski resorts, snow. In my mind, first when I started to plan for this trip, I was looking for summer weather places, you know. I like the heat, I like the beach, and cold is, no, it wasn't even in my mind. But this company really convinced me. And I was in my mind like, okay, I have never seen the snow before. I've never been in the mountains before. Why not? Let's give it a try. So I decided to go here with this company to a place that I've never seen before, and just let it surprise me, you know. So I went to California, to the north of California, and I worked in a ski resort for 4 months. With many other students like me from Brazil, Peru, other Argentinians, Chileans, of my same age that keep on doing also this season. We go for a season, we work in many different areas of the ski resort. Like in my case, I work in Starbucks as a barista, but there's many choices of jobs to do with these companies. And so yeah, that's where I head to my first big travel, because for me also I felt very lucky that my flight, first time traveling in a plane, you know, it was like I was crying, like I couldn't believe it, and I had a layover of 24 hours in New York. That was for me, that was like universe conspiring in my favor, because it was like free stop in New York, you know. I was heading to California, but the flight went to New York and then California. So I was able to to have 24 hours in New York to go out to see Manhattan, Times Square, and Central Park, and do all of those things. So I was flying, you know, yeah.
So your journey of traveling started immediately after school?
Yes. Actually, it wasn't after school. I was like in college, and it was during the break, you know, the summer break in Argentina. But I extended my instead of 3 months, I stayed for almost 5 months in the States. So I didn't come back to university after that. I kind of quit my university for that.
Started doing what?
Then I come back to Argentina with the idea of like, okay, what can I do to live again? You know, like I realized that all what I want to do is to see the world. This world is huge. I want to see more places to see. What can I do? And in that moment, I was in another relationship, and we started to planning things together. Because also he used to travel and work seasonal in other countries or other places in Argentina. So we started to plan things together, to travel the world, to go find jobs in different places. But things were never really working. And then when we got a job opportunity in a ski resort in the south of Argentina, the COVID hit it, you know, and that stopped us from traveling. But in my mind, there was nothing stopping me, like not even COVID, you know, like okay, this was a winter plan, and I say, okay, this situation is trying to stop me for winter. I will keep on planning summer. There's no way that I'm not traveling, because I don't want to stay here. I don't want to stay in my city. I don't want to stay in Argentina. I want to see more. And so I started to think about a summer place where I could go and find opportunities there. So I started planning and trying to push my boyfriend at that time to keep on doing, but he was like very negative, and in my case I was like super positive. I would see pink color sky, you know, and I was still trying to push, you know, but from his side there was a lot of negativity and impossibilities. So I came to a moment when I realized that, okay, he doesn't want to leave, and I don't want to stay. So after a lot of thinking, I had to ask, okay, what do you want to do? Because this is what I want to do. And I was already thinking, okay, if he doesn't want to go, I will go myself. Because I don't want to stay. I was feeling like if I stay, I will get depressed or something, you know. I would be so against of my soul calling. It was like a big soul calling. Like, Rosio, you have to go. There was nothing else in my mind. So we came to the conclusion that he wasn't in a position to leave, and I say, okay, I'm gonna go. I'm leaving. I'm sorry, but I need to go. And it was crazy, because at that moment when I started to plan things for myself, to travel alone, all the doors opened for me. And it was so fast that, like, I got a job immediately. Like, I didn't have a job in that moment because COVID and this. I was selling some clothes and things like this, like not in a shop, but like personal, you know, between friends and this and the other. And when I decided that I'm traveling alone, I found a job for summer season that was giving me exactly the amount of money that I needed to travel, and in 3 months I got the money that I needed to travel.
In Argentina still?
In Argentina, yes, in Argentina still. And so I decided to go to Mexico, Mexico City. Not Mexico City, Mexico, the country. To the Caribbean, Mexico. I know there were a lot of Argentinians there, going there. I know that there was a lot of opportunities, but in this case, I didn't went with like a job already, like in America, you know. also the America trip that I did, as it was my first traveling as a woman alone, you know, I wanted to be safe. So that program was perfect for me. In this case, I was feeling, I don't know, stronger, you know, like I already travel alone. I know I can do it. And so this time I just went, but with the pure idea that this time I don't want to be a waitress. I don't want to be selling clothes. I want to do music. I'm going with music. I travel with my microphone and also like with a playlist of songs to be ready to be hired and do a show of 1 hour and a half, 2 hours in a bar, restaurant, whatever that can come. That was my idea. It's gonna be music only, but I helped myself with finding a volunteer program, you know, because it's really helpful. In my case, traveling alone, you know, I also planned the trip very fast, like in 3 months. So it's not that I had a lot of savings for a long term. So I needed to find a solution that would provide me easiness and comfortness, you know, which is like a roof, a place to sleep, and food mostly. So I found there is a website that is called workpackers.com, where you can apply to do volunteers all over the world. And I started to see, okay, where I want to go in Mexico. I wanted to go to the Caribbean because I also like another dream to see the blue crystal water. I love swimming, I love the beach. And this was like the perfect picture that you see in the magazines, you know, this paradise, you know, it was there. So I decided to go to Cancun because I know that they have these beautiful beaches, they have dolphins and things like this. Everything was a dream. And I found a super beautiful hostel in Cancun that was receiving volunteers. So I applied for them. Like I saw many other opportunities, but I was so convinced with this, like this one is the one I want. So I wrote like a very good letter to introduce myself and they answered me. They say, Rosio, we really like your introduction and we would like you to have you as part of the team here. They were providing me a place to stay and food. That's all I needed. And the place was beautiful. It's like
What were you doing?
So as in the volunteering, yeah. So this volunteer program, they have like all the volunteers do like different things. Maybe 1 week I was serving breakfast. Maybe another week I was hosting in the party, you know, making games and everything. Maybe another week I was taking the guests to the beach, creating like let's have games in the beach, bringing the ball for them to play. It was very easy going.
Which year is this? Which year?
So this is 2022. Yeah, 22 or 23, 22. 22, by the end of 21, 22, I think. Yeah, it was kind of like the moment where COVID was still there, but there was a moment like the summer, kind of everything opened, you know, and that's what I wanted to rush. That's what I planned everything so fast because I was scared that the borders would close again, you know. Argentina was closed for like 7 months. You couldn't travel, you couldn't do anything. So in this moment that they opened doors for tourism and everything, I said, this is my moment. I cannot waste time. This is a moment for me to go to live. And Mexico also, it was very good because there wasn't so many drama with this situation, you know. There wasn't such a thing as wearing masks and you cannot go here, everything was open there. So life was still going on. So that's why I also choose Mexico. And so I was doing very different activities, but I also got some opportunities to even sing in the hostel, things like this. And I stayed there, but I arrived there as a volunteer. But in my mind, it was, Rosio, you came here with a mission, which is music. So this was like the vessel, for me to help me. It's very helpful, to have a place to stay, to arrive and have a place to stay, not to look for a rent.
And Mara, how did you meet Rosio and when?
When maybe Rosio will answer that.
Uh-huh.
I'm not. Even now it's confusing. I don't know if it's June, July, August, but I have to check. But we met in Rosio. I met Rosio in Mexico.
Which year?
Last year, right?
Last
Rosio?
year,
2023.
1 year ago.
1 year ago.
1 year ago.
1 year ago.
A year ago.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing that attracted me to Rosio was the lifestyle she was living. First, she was far away from her home, and she was living alone. For me, that was like a big plus. And number 3, she had already traveled. Because sometimes,
traveler,
yes, sometimes,
you want to tolerate.
yes, sometimes you'd meet people. Maybe let's say I'm a traveler visiting this village. I find a good girl. I really like her, but she lives with her mom. And if you tell her even like let's go, she even does not have a passport. She's scared and everything. But when you meet someone who has already done it, you're like, this can be a good team.
Yeah.
Yes. And when I met Rosio, she told me about her music career. Actually, our first date was supposed to be a date, but we talked about like what we do until I told her this is not a date. This was like a business meeting. I don't want this. I told Rosio like that.
Yeah.
I told her now today evening, let's have now a serious date because we met for lunch. And then it turned out it was not really a date. We were talking about more about ourselves, like
Like
what we do,
business and
business
YouTube
and YouTube. Yes, because most of the time, I really didn't like to tell ladies what I do. Because sometimes they take advantage. They go to my social media and check. Oh, this guy has this. Or he tried. He has been. They want to be just part of that. But me, I wanted somebody who will understand me for Maru. Yes, I do traveling. I've been in these many countries, but I want someone who is there for Maru. Because other people want the fame, they want the likes, they want you to post them. If you don't tag them, if you take a picture, why didn't you not tag me in that picture? Then you're okay, I forgot, but you're like,
Yeah.
So you realize this is not maybe the right person for me. So, but those 3 things really attracted me to Rosio.
Yeah. And
One,
how did you meet her?
so Rosio will answer that.
Okay.
Yes.
Rosio, how did Mara meet?
Yes.
So actually, we can say, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can say. You can say.
So actually, we made through a dating app.
Yes. Which app?
This one is called Bumble.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which I prefer. I don't use Tinder. I feel like this one is more serious. For me, in this case, in this moment, I was living in this town, beach town in the Pacific side of Mexico called Puerto Escondido, which is a place with a lot of people that comes and go all the time. You can meet new people every single day. A lot of travelers. And new people, a lot of movement in this place. So it's really easy to date if you want something fast. But in that moment of my life, also I spent like a lot of time single, not meeting anybody, like really focused on myself and my things, my career. And then when I said, okay, I really want to be with someone, but I was ready for that man, for like my partnership, the one that maybe is gonna be my husband, partner of my children. Like I was ready for that type of relationship. I was tired of the saying goodbye all the time. That was that's you get used to, and it works when you are in the mood. But I was done for that. I was really ready for someone serious. And also, I found through this app, for me, I was using it like in a very conscious way. Sometimes people think that dating apps can only lead to one night stands and things like that, but you can really find people looking for serious things. Yes, very much. And also, like this Bumble instead of Tinder, for example, I felt that there was more men instead of boys. More serious,
Instead of boys,
serious people looking for a serious woman. Also, I was even going for dates just for coffees, have conversations,
I know.
like you can really take it serious, and that's how
That's how you met with Mara.
I met Marwa. Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
And Mara,
Yes.
since you're a traveler, how
Yeah.
was your dating life before meeting Rosio?
So, to be honest, and this is not to stamp myself on the chest, I've never had problems to approach a woman in public or club. I've never had problems. And mostly traveling as a black man in places where there are not very many black men, you really attract a lot of attention to the women and things like. For me, it was never a problem. My issue was really like to find someone who sees me as Maro, not
As Mara,
Maro
not
the
as
YouTuber. Because I had tried dating other ladies and they would put demands right there, and I'm like, no, this is not my type. But at the same time, uh, I would go to a club, meet a girl, yes, but I'm like, I met this girl in a club. Can she actually be in my village and chill? She may not stay because she likes this type of life. She likes the hype life. She wants to pop the
city life.
bottle. Yeah, I'm like, hey, I'm from the village. So if I take this girl in my village, she can only stay there for 1 month and she'll start complaining with all or missing her friends, missing her past life. So, and you see, with the new world that we are living in, places like the US, if you approach a girl in the street and tell, hey, you look sexy, that's sexual assault already. You can actually go to jail even 17 years just for saying such a word. Or somebody will just say, oh, all you've seen me is just in a sexual way. Like, so even it scares men. Especially, forget about Africa. Africa, we live so good. You go to a club, you dance, a girl will realize the boy is already on her behind, and it's different dating in Africa because me, I'm from here, I know.
Yeah.
And I was in the universities and dating abroad.
Mm.
Abroad, people are very sensitive,
Mm-hmm.
very sensitive. And especially when they realize you have some money and a little of celebrity status, easily you can be accused of rape, even when it wasn't. Easy, easy. You may find a girl, you have a date, you sleep with, you sleep together. The following day, she's asking you, "What did you do to me last night?" And before you say, "Oh, but it's you who accepted, everybody was okay," you already police are right there, and you can't defend yourself. People are spending time, even footballers. There have been very crazy situations like that. So I used to be very afraid of that. But at the same time, I would try my best. But the beauty of Bumble that we met is the ladies make the first move.
Ah,
Yes, it's the ladies that make the first move.
okay.
So you can swipe on them, but they make the first move. And actually, there is a time that if they don't, and they write first.
Yeah.
So if they don't write to you after 24 hours, that match is
It's
done,
expired.
is expired. So at least that gives someone a leg, like, okay, if she matched and she texted and we
Yeah,
agreed,
she's
she's
interested.
interested.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
Yes.
so
Yeah.
Rocio, you
Yeah.
see, you were the one who texted Mara. What did you see? Like, I need to chat this guy.
So this is exactly what I like. I like the functioning of this app, because also for me, um, I decided to try with this app because I don't like, for example, I wouldn't agree with anybody coming and approaching to me in a
Yeah.
bar, because what, like, you can see them trying to approach to you, you say no, and they are with the girl next to you, so I wanted really someone that is really interested in me, really attracted to me, and that they can prove that they have a real interest in me, not just random.
What did you see in Mara?
So I was actually first very attractive in black men, that was like my target.
Uh-huh.
Yes. So
Ever dated a black man before Maro?
yes,
Okay. Uh-huh.
yes, yes. So that's when I decided, okay,
You're sure you
I
wanted
I
a
like
black
I
man?
like this way, and yeah. So I also saw the, like he had pictures on different places. I can say he travels. First of all, you know, you can give some kind of information in this before you swipe. You know, I saw he's from Africa, and I was like, yes, Africa. You know, so,
Me, I always say I'm from Africa.
Yes, you're from
yeah.
Africa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because other people try to say like Black American just to raise the bar. Like I'm
Okay.
telling you, especially if you visit those places. Let's say somebody sees you a picture in New York,
Yeah.
so somebody want to elevate. Because I remember one time I was in Colombia and I met a Ghanaian guy and I was going for a date, and he told me, if you want this girl to really like you, say you from like
Black American.
London, actually, like British, black British. So I went because of my English is more Kenyan and it's British English, it's not American. But that was a disaster date because I had to pay and pay because this lady believed I'm from, I think, Newcastle. Since that day, I said, me, no matter what,
I'm from the village.
I'm from the village.
Okay.
He said, me, if you like me the way I am, if you don't, it's your problem. Me, I present myself with honesty. Actually, on my profile, I'd said I'm from Africa because that's very important to introduce. Because, and also me, I was at a stage where I wanted a serious relationship because my last relationship was 3 years before I met Rosio. My last serious one
Yeah.
that I was in a committed. But the rest you would meet.
Was she from Africa? That's
She was from Thailand.
So you've been dating white girls because you're a traveler, maybe?
Yeah. Also, it's something new. Something new. You don't just lock yourself. And most of the time, I used to spend my time out there. So and these days I spend more time in my village because I've invested and things like that. But most of the time, I'm the guy. Like the first time I left for Colombia, I came after 3 years home. And then 90% of the people you meet out there are more white and things. So how would you deal with that situation? Yes. But also I would say, yeah, in some way I've always tend to date white. Yes. Yeah.
And Rosio, you've not told us what did you like from Maru? Like what that physical attraction you got from her?
Yes, I so for me also I'm very like I know my standards already,
Yeah.
what I wanted, so I don't really swipe to anybody. If I swipe, it's because I want to see who you are. So that was also okay. I find him attractive. I like his styles. You know, he wears like shirts and things like this. I could say, okay, this guy has style. You know, I really like that. Then I found that God matata with.
I like that. She doesn't like. But now she has
No, no,
gambit.
no. I'm joking. I'm joking.
So I'll say also when you're in a dating scene, you wanna put a good presentation. But at the same time, you wanna be authentic because that authenticity is what will actually carry the relationship from one level to the next. For example, it's very good, and especially for our people watching here, it's very good you tell people who you are the first day you meet them. Tell them the true job, you know. But sometimes it can be challenging, but it's always good to tell people the truth. Because that will keep you away from, hey, you are a liar. Why did you lie the first day we met? Why didn't you tell me? Yes, and I told you me before I've been in a scenario where a guy from Ghana told me, say you're this. And I will never forget. So, and also it's good when you tell people the truth because no matter what, it will be the truth. So they decide what they want.
Yeah, but you wasn't planning to. And let me answer her question because I didn't.
Yeah.
Like I really like about Marwa, it was because there was not a lot of information about him. Just maybe I'm a content creator from Africa and pictures. That's it. And so I talked to him first, and he was like, which is okay, how are you, where are you from, this, okay, and he super fast like, hey, did you have lunch, are you free? Yeah. And I said, wow, sometimes the disadvantage of these apps is like sometimes you just spend too much time talking and nothing really happens. And he was
things like that.
He was like straightforward, like 5 minutes talking and hey, are you free, we can make face to face already. And I was like, wow, okay, why not? Yes, I'm free. Let's go. And that's how we met. We went for lunch.
There is a video
So,
on my
yeah.
Instagram where I didn't know she's gonna be my girlfriend. I just said, hey guys, I'm meeting a musician here.
Oh,
Yeah, I didn't know she would be my girlfriend.
and now how was that date like?
Yeah, it's the one that we spoke about what we do because I didn't give even much information on my profile. I told you as an influencer, sometimes it's to a disadvantage when you put like I'm a YouTuber and people go check your house, your car, your this, then they start liking more.
Decide how they will treat you.
Yes, but you know,
So-
you mysterious, just show up.
Yeah.
then-
So he was already planning not to tell me what he did, what he actually
Yeah, most of the
does.
time I say
You know.
online writing.
Yeah.
Yeah, online writing.
Okay.
But the funny thing is, well, like when he asked me what you do, I started by saying, I'm a musician, I have a YouTube channel, I have a podcast and this and this.
then I was
And he was like, oh my God. So he ended up telling me the truth the first moment. And
I was not like hiding, I was not like lying. I was more holding information to release
Yeah.
it the right time. Because sometimes also it's good you understand the other part, what it has. Because sometimes we go and pour a lot of information, especially the ones that sometimes can, like me, this is my whole life, what I do. But when she told me she does podcasts, she does YouTube, she sings, I'm like, whoa, so she actually understands what I do. So it's easy when I tell her I'm going to vlog, she will understand me. Or if I say, okay, let's take a video, she's comfortable.
Yes.
Not that, oh, someone used me for the fame, for the date. No, you know, things like that.
And then after first date,
So then I told her this is not a date. This was more of business meeting. So we meet in the evening and we have now a good date.
yeah,
Yes, I remember Rosio came with a very long, it's green?
green.
Yeah. She looks so cute. I was like, this is my wife.
wow.
Yeah.
From the word go.
I knew from the word go. And the funny thing is, this is very funny. I hope some girls will not feel bad. I've always liked women with small faces. I don't know why.
People are attracted.
Yeah, we have preferences.
Yeah, so when I saw Rosio, I was like, okay, she has a small face. And even, I'll say this, like when we matched, I felt excited, like, oh, she's a beautiful lady. So this could be my wife. Like it hit me the first time. Then when we went out, even we didn't talk about the day, then now in the evening, and she was very beautiful. And I remember after that we went to a beach. She was in her bikini. I was like, oh my God, this is my wife. This is it. I was very convinced. Yes, but now Rosio, after that, she went now to look for my YouTube channel. She would find me talking to another girl, and she got really mad. And
Oh, how did you feel by then?
now, it really broke down. Like, somehow God helped now. This is
Yeah, I understand. How did you feel?
So it was, you know, the thing was like it was nice because actually the week that we met, I was like super free those weeks. So I had a lot of time to spend together, and we ended up like spending like almost a week every day together, and it was easy going. But then he explained me about his YouTube. I had no idea who he was, you know, like I follow some YouTubers, I know YouTube and everything, but there's so many content creators that you cannot really know them all. So I had no idea who he was and what he does and everything, but he showcased me on his videos, like I appear like going to the beach and everything. But then I saw myself, and I saw his channel, you know, once he left and everything. And when he left, he was like super serious with me. Like I was in shock. Like this guy just met me. He just wants a lot, you know. Like I wasn't, even though you know I was looking for a serious, but when he comes so fast, you know, you want to run away.
I have an explanation to that.
Okay, Maru.
As a traveler, you have no much time. You just need to hit the nail on the head and let the other party decide. Because like me, I've been to 70 countries. So imagine how many people will I be spending 2 weeks with. I go there, I spend 2 weeks. And I'm a man in a mission. I want to go to every country in the world. You just have to tell her the truth, tell her how it is. and give her time. Just tell her what you feel from your heart. If it's honest, that is it. Because also I've realized in Western world, the dating culture is, and also in Africa, you know. Here in Africa, if my mom sees me with a girl 2-3 days walking into my house coming back, that's my wife, not girlfriend. People don't know girlfriend here. So I also carry that, you know. When I go there and I realize this is the lady I want to be with, I want to say she's my wife. Even though it's not legally married, we don't really have that dating culture. Somebody they are dating for 8 years, 7 years, that is my boyfriend, 8 years. You in Africa, you've seen that.
No,
8 years. In their home country, I'm telling you, they do 8, 10, 5 years, and then they break up. So I'm telling you, that's Rosio. Yeah, so you can imagine. Yes.
So now after meeting in Mexico.
So after meeting in Mexico, that was in a small town called Puerto Escondido. Me, I had to keep traveling because Rosio was living there and doing her music. But when I went to Mexico City, before I left, Rosio, actually I don't know if it's me or Rosio, one of us suggested, hey, I think we should see each other. That was like 3 days since we left. We should see each other and say goodbye to each other. Then Rosio flew to Mexico City. Then again we stayed there. I don't know, 1 or 2 days, ma'am.
Yeah, I think it was
Around there. I think now
something
that's where we solidified that this is a couple. Then now I kept traveling. I went to Jamaica, I think from that. Then US, then Africa. Then I invited Rosio to come.
To Africa.
Yes.
That is last year.
Last year, November. Yes.
Rosio, growing up as a young girl, what did you know before coming to Africa?
So I really had a very strong connection with the continent because of Egypt. My entire life, it's like my dream to, and I felt like ancestral connections, you know. So maybe not Rosio, but my soul always knew that someday I would come here to the motherland. I was never expecting Kenya. I never knew how and everything, but when these things started to happen, like everything started to make sense, you know. So
your first country in Africa is Kenya?
It's Kenya, yes, it's Kenya.
How was it traveling to Kenya for the first time?
Oh, it was quite funny because I came here in a moment. I came in a moment where Maru was planning like a big party, and the house was in the middle of construction, and a lot of people going on. And I didn't know the popularity of Maru, you know, especially here in his village and everything. Even though when I saw his channel, I saw his big and everything, but not every YouTuber has a lot of people following it, like in real life, you know. So I knew about this party coming in and everything, but yes, I arrived here with like a lot of people asking questions and this and the other, being like the Musungu, that is also the girlfriend, wife of Maru, you know. It was like a lot of attention,
It was tough when she arrived because we had a big party going on. We were in the celebration mood. People were flying from all over Europe. We were opening this house behind us. And Rosio came right that moment. And every day there used to be music here all night. So, you know, you can't even have a first impression that time. Because everything is more, busy.
A lot
people,
going
you don't know who's my aunt.
A lot
But
going on.
then after that, she went with the flow. Then now, a month ago, we came from a 2-month trip of Southern Africa. We visited 10 countries. Now I think that now has made Rosio understand Africa.
Okay.
Yes.
And what shocked you, here in Kenya, especially in the village? What shocked
Especially in the village. Well, if for Maru the cultural shock was finding transgender, for me the big shock was polygamy. Polygamy. It doesn't exist in my culture, and it's not even legal. And here asking me if I would allow Maru to have 3-4 wives and things like this, I was like, no and no.
They were asking you, about that, polygamous?
Yeah, because I don't know, you know, the followers of Maru also know Maru for many years. Probably they know him better than me in some points. So they knew what Maru say in that, like 3 years ago, they still remember what Maru says. I want to have 3 wives and I don't know why. So I came here and started to find all of these things. That is a traditional thing, that is super allowed, that is part of the culture. Like, I don't even know if I have to agree or he can just appear, show up with, this is my new wife, welcome her. You know, I had no idea of all of those things, and I was ready to run away from. Yes.
And now, would you allow Malo to get second wives, third wives?
No. No.
Malo, would you love to be in a polygamy dynamic?
Okay, you see, this is culture crash.
Yeah.
Even in the village here, if you walk going up there, you'll find 1 home, 2 wives. We are not shocked.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the way people from outside really get shocked when they hear that this is the second wife. You know, for us, it's like feeling like that guy is gay here in the village. People even can't understand what that is. So it's the same thing with Rosio, but you see me growing, like my grandfather had 5 wives. He actually passed on last year, November. Was it last year or?
Yeah, last year.
Last year, and he had 5 wives. And even me, as a grandson, I grew up in such environments where ile ni nyumba ya mama mdogo, nyumba ya mama mkubwa, like a house for... So for me, I grew up knowing it's normal, and I'm like, maybe nowadays what restricts people not to have more wives is maybe economical resources, because things are more educational based than cultural based. So yeah, so I told Rosio that at some point, so we discussed about it. Yes. Yeah.
So would you still be in polygamy?
No, because I don't want to offend Rosio, and also I don't want to break up my marriage.
Yeah.
You know. But the idea was I want a big family. I want, and sometimes I keep telling Rosio, like, I really want like a family here, there, and just like one day, this is kind of conspiracy, like one day you have like a family in Europe, family because of like then they will meet and discuss and have banks. It's like just building beyond Maru. But sometimes somebody thinks that is a crazy idea. But in this case where we are, Rosio is okay for us having a big family, but not polygamous.
But I have a question.
Yes.
How about emotional availability when you have a big family? Because as a dad, you also need to be present always when you have a big family.
No, that one now I want you to find a polygamous couple and ask a man who is already in the shoes.
Because I don't understand.
No, but you've never seen a polygamous family in Kenya?
I have seen it, but there's
Not
so
even
much
one.
emotional damage with the children because there's an availability of...
So that's the thing.
That's also what I feel.
That's the thing. But me, I'm not in a position to answer that because I've never been in that stage, you know. But even our cameraman can testify. He has seen a lot of polygamous families, left, right, center, and not just in Kenya. Across Africa, it's like that.
Sure.
Yes. Maybe nowadays people are actually, because of Christianity, they are saying, no. Nowadays.
Yeah.
But when we were kids,
It was normal.
very normal. Even
Very
today,
normal,
it's still normal, especially off big cities and towns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how are you handling your cultural differences, dynamics as a couple now?
Yeah. So sometimes it's tough. I'll have to be honest. Sometimes it's tough. For example, in the village, my mom would come and say, "Rosio, when are you having your first baby?" And for Rosio, that is like, oh my God,
Culture shock, like,
these people have only seen me as a machine to produce babies. But it's very normal for a mom to ask or shosho, grandmother. First, even you're lucky my grandmother is not alive. If she was, every day she'll be teaching you how to make babies and how and why you've delayed too much.
Yeah, when I arrived here in the party, people was telling me that I'm supposed to be pregnant in the first 3 months, and I was like, imagine that I come from a dating culture.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Imagine that I come from a dating culture. We are boyfriend and girlfriend for years, and then we
7
plan.
years.
It was like,
So such things, at first they really were very harsh to Rosio.
yeah.
Because sometimes Rosio will see like she's a machine just to give babies. That is our culture here. Here in the village, not even in the village, in Africa mostly when your mom and father have seen you together as a couple, the next thing they are expecting is a child. It's not about how financially stable you are. Because for us actually we don't associate finances and children.
Yeah.
We don't. For us it is time for you to have kids, have it before it's too late. Yes.
Yeah.
Rosio, how are you, handling the dynamics of culture here?
So now I'm more used to, and I understand it more, so I don't get offended or these things. But at the beginning, it was hard for me. And now, well, I'm expectant already, so I can everybody's happy now.
Yeah, guys, we are expecting our first.
Yes,
our
at first.
child.
Since you came from Argentina to Africa, you've never gone back, right?
Oh, outside Africa, no.
No, you've never back to back home.
No, since Africa, no. No.
But we
You've
are,
been living here with Maru since you came here.
Yes, yes.
And now you're pregnant.
Yes.
How do
yeah.
your friends and family react?
So it's actually funny because when we were getting to know each other, and he was also explaining me this thing, these cultures and things like that. From my friend's side, it was like, they will want you to get married. They don't get pregnant, and things like this. And now they see me that I'm doing everything that I say that I wasn't gonna do. Like I say, no, I'm not gonna get pregnant. I want to get to know this man first. I'm not gonna get married so soon, and things like this.
the thing is, me and Rosio, we were also in agreement that we could all have kids. It's not like a mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Rosio is 29 and I'm 33. And even I remember in our first dating times, we used to talk about family, what do you believe? Like, for example, we want to homeschool our kids. We don't want them to go to school like normal school. We want them they can learn languages. That's the only school we can take them, to go and learn maybe French, Chinese, or Mandarin.
And we were agreeing on that on our first dates.
Yeah.
I'll ask that question later.
Yeah.
So that being said, is generally we've had a kid that we all wanted. Yeah. Because Rosio was at an age where she felt like she wanted. You remember she said like she was at a stage where she had not dated for long and just saying she's wanting a man, not a boy. And also on my side, I'm like, bro, I just built a huge empire in my village. If I die today, I don't want my uncle showing up here with a machete and saying, give me this, give me that. I want my own blood to at least take, because I've sacrificed. Instead of being in a 5-star hotel in Miami, I stay in a hostel just to put things together. So I want at least my kids to enjoy that. So we were all in a position of, it's time. Yes.
And how many kids are you planning to have?
Me, I say 10.
And you, Rosio?
For me, it's a big number, but I come from a big family. I'm the youngest of 6. My dad, they were 8, so anything can happen. I don't say no, or I don't know.
Me, I want chaos in my home. I want kids running left. Hey, come here, pulling the leg. Yeah, something like that.
And since you're planning to homeschool your kids, how will you be doing it since you are all like travelers? How are you going to do that?
Actually, that's easier because we are not taking kids to school. We can easily travel with them every day.
Okay.
Otherwise, if a kid is in school, he's calling, mommy, mommy. No, we are in maybe some. Yeah, we don't want that.
Okay.
So at least homeschooling even works better for our lifestyle because we can easily move from one country to another. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Marwa, talk
Yes.
to Kenyan men who would love to date Argentinian girls.
Initially I didn't know if I will end up dating an Argentinian.
Yes.
I always thought I may end up dating a Colombian or a Mexican. Fact is, or reason behind that was I had lived in Colombia for 2 years. The first years that I left, and Colombia was the first country that I visited. So, like, the beauty of traveling abroad is in Colombia for me. And And Mexico's because I had seen they kind of live like us. So for me, actually ending up with an Argentinian came as a shock. But now at these days, I tell myself this is God's plan, because at the end of the day, don't choose like you can say as a person, but now God makes it work.
For sure.
You know, you can say it's this one, then after 1 week, people have lost interest in you. You are calling, they are not receiving the calls. You're like, what happened? Then you see them with somebody else, and you'll be like, oh, God, what did I not do right? So sometimes it's just like God's plan. But I'll tell you, number one is I'm a serious traveler. I've seen beautiful women from Asia to I don't know where and where. Argentina is among the most beautiful women you may find, like top. Even when walking in Mexico, for those people who have been there, you can see an Argentinian from there just because of her beauty, how they look. Yes. And also you guys, you can see right here, she's pregnant, but see how she's... Yeah. So that's what I'm trying to say. One thing I'll say is if you're dating a Latin, because now she's from Latin America, they are very touchy, they want public affectionate. You have to sleep every day holding her tight.
How are you dealing with that?
I'm struggling, but I'm going. You have to hold all the time, like in the street, you have to hold her.
Yes.
You know, for us, if you see your mom and you're holding a girl like this, it's like, what's going on? Actually, in Kenya, guys, you can be arrested if you are kissing in public and things. But those countries, all the time they are kissing. You can be in a bus like this, people are kissing right here, like seriously kissing, like Colombia. Seriously kissing right here, and you can't do anything. Here, right in front of you. So, and here in Africa, we like to hide under the curtain, close the door, is the window.
Rosio, talk to Argentinian girls who are willing to date and marry African men, especially Kenyan men.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, so I would say that something that I really like about them is the masculinity.
Yes.
The provided energy, you know. That's maybe in the Western is quite mixed, you know. You don't know what is what. I come from being very much in my masculine and providing for myself and this, or going 50-50 and things like that. And as a woman, you forget how to be a woman. You forget to relax. And coming back to this balance, which I think is the divine thing to do, it's very beautiful. It's very beautiful. I really like this masculinity. I really like this straightforward. I like that they take action, and they do what they say that they are gonna do. Yeah. But yeah, especially if you're a Latina like me, and the struggle was like with this touchy physical touchy and hugs and everything. Yeah, I'm teaching him like
Every day I'm trying.
Yeah, he's getting so much better. He's getting so much better.
You have a challenge. Sometimes also being in Africa, people think you are showing off, like things like that. And also another challenge, this maybe is away from your question, is also when dating whites in Africa, people tend to believe they have a lot of money. So all the time, even though I'm the one paying, people believe she's the one paying, or I'm using her money to pay. That's one of the biggest challenges I've seen. For example, I would take a taxi that I know from here to there is $2, and they would want to charge me $7. And this guy would say, brother, you don't want me to eat. You know? Yes, and I'm the one who is paying and things like that. So that's also a mentality from Africa we need to change. Not actually all white people have money. You can go to their countries, others are really struggling, others are really happy, others are mega rich, just the way we are in Africa. Because there is a sense of, as long as you are dating white, people come to do some work in your home, the pay has to go up. Everything up. You want to buy even a shoes, up. So that's one of the challenges, I'll say.
Okay.
Yes, but that was off your question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before we come to the end of the video, Maru,
Yes.
talk to Rosio, tell her something that you would love her to know about you that she has never understood.
Okay. Like, at least she can count on me. I'm the last guy who can say to hell with you. Yeah.
Rosio, have you heard that?
At least she can count on me because me, for the life I've lived as per my word. I know I'm not perfect, but I've lived as per my word. If I say, okay, like for example, I told her, Rosio, when I come to Africa, I arrange everything. I'll bring you to Kenya and see that happened. Because what actually happens is people get swayed, especially being on social media,
So much pressure.
so much pressure and friends. And also another thing I don't like her is let her not get advice from unmarried friends. Let her get advice from married friends, people who are married, they are struggling with marriages or they are enjoying marriages. Because those ones will understand what is happening. But if she tells a friend who is not married our problem, she'll, oh, that is abuse. What are you doing there? Run away and do this. Oh, yes. So that's also one thing I would like to advise her because you can't take advice from people who are not on your level. It's good you find people on your level. They will understand you because either they are going through the same or they have been through the same or they know someone who has been through the same. She can still maintain her friends, but when it comes to relationship, because especially relationships that are in public limelight, they are very hard to deal with because people say, oh yeah, last week I saw a certain behavior and look, you mentioned it here. Be smart and run, you know, something like that. And I see most public relationships sometimes end up very like separated. And mostly it's not because of the couple, it's because of the pressure from outside. Close friends, families, comment section, things like that. An opinion somebody said, and then you start, hey, yeah, actually, this person is, hey, they can see the truth. You start believing them, you start looking for their next comment in the next video. Then a little bit you play a victim, like, oh, you know, and that relationship is
And
there.
Rosio, what would you love Mara to know about you?
No, I think I would have chosen very similar thing that I don't give up easy on anything, so you can trust me. Yes, yes.
Cheza pamoja.
Yeah, Mish can count on me. Like, no matter how it goes, even if the boat sinks,
Yeah.
I will be there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And sweet words to your, is it boyfriend, fiancé, or husband?
I call her my wife.
Do you have plans to marry her by the way before we finish?
Yeah, I always think like it's more of two people agreeing. You
Have
know,
you agreed to
especially
marry each
for
other?
interracial relationship. You know, in Africa, men decide next week I'm gonna marry you.
Oh, yeah.
But for this one, you have to negotiate things like this. But for sure, I would love to marry her. But also another conspiracy people bring is maybe when I marry her is because for the passport and things like that. People bring that
Yeah,
issues.
yeah.
You've seen,
Yeah.
even in the comment section, okay.
But you as an individual and you know
Yeah,
your
like we
personal life,
because of
you have
having
plans
because
to
of
get
having
married.
such a public also like part of our lives and our relationship is public, we really need to put a lot of attention is what matters is what we think and what we feel and what we want to do in our lives. So sometimes that can be a challenge, but we also need to come back to ourselves as what is it that you want and what I want, you know.
And also marriage
Nothing else.
these days is not like the way people used to sing and dance. You can go to a courtroom and walk out married. Just
Even
like that.
secretly, no
Even
one needs to
secretly.
know. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that is it. But soon we are leaving for Argentina.
Yeah. Oh.
Yes, soon, because she's expectant and she needs to spend some time with her family and mom,
Yeah.
who's my mother-in-law. And also it's going to be nice also to have that journey there. And also we want our kid born in Argentina
Yeah.
for traveling purposes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in Kenya with the passport is very hard and we don't want to subject our new kid to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's your plan as a couple of your traveling journey now that she's pregnant?
We will try as much as possible to travel together, but where it's not, I'll still travel.
Yeah.
But as much as possible, we'll travel together. Like next year, I'm planning to go to Antarctica. I don't think she will manage because still she will be a newly mom. But these are plans I've made before even meeting her, and she knows. we'll try to find a balance.
But we want a traveler family.
Yeah,
That we know
want to
for sure we want to be traveling with the kids and
Yes.
everything.
Okay. And how are you prepared now as a parent? You know your parents, not
Yeah.
just YouTubers.
Yeah. It's a hard balance. For example, here in our home, we receive a lot of visitors. Rosio wants a family. Maru sometimes is like, there is a guy at the gate. He wants to see you 5 minutes only. Can you open for them? You included, you came. Yes, you guys. So, and me, I am the one who have to say, Rosio, don't worry. It's just a few minutes, they will be gone. Don't worry. Rosio is like, I want a family, not a hostel where everybody shows up.
Yeah, which I understand.
So now that is now the balance.
But you're working on that, right?
Yes, we are working on that. We plan to build a hostel over there for the visitors. And those forests I told you behind the camera is our land. We will build small cabins there. When visitors come, they can have their own
And
time.
office is there. Yeah.
Yes, or even maybe us, some days we can just get our own cabin there and we live. Because at the same time, also this is a big property we've built. I want it to also bring money in the family. Yeah, just not sitting, especially when we are traveling and nobody's at home. And we have workers left, right, center. They need to be paid and to be maintained. I don't want to be in Argentina and somebody's calling me from home. Oh, send money. No, I want the property. We can rent it in an Airbnb. You know, it can sustain itself.
Okay.
Yes. So that's the balance of family and yeah.
Yeah, and plans of your YouTube channel before we
My YouTube channel will still remain as a travel YouTube channel, but now we've added a social life. In what do I mean? Maybe I'm putting a new glass in my house. I'm showing you what's going on, but it will not turn to be a family YouTube channel. If that comes, we're gonna, because this channel it's over 500,000 people following traveling and shenanigans. So. But the beauty of it is people actually like to watch Maru. So it means even if when I'm not traveling, people still watch me. Yes, and also remember, this is my career. So if I stop doing it, things will, we can't even book the next flight. So we need to find a balance of having a family, having a YouTube channel as our career. But we love it because every day for us is a holiday. We wake up when we want, we travel where we want to go, things like that. Yes.
and your channel?
Yeah, so in my case, I have two channels. One is for music, and the other one is for my travel stories. Then now I'm more focused on the traveler because we've just been traveling, so I use the opportunity. And also like lifestyle. At the end, I show my daily life here and everything. So it's also people getting to know who Rosio is, who she's dating, and what she cooks, what she uses, the animals, and this. So it's also like a daily storytelling of my own life. Now I'm also like in this transition of motherhood and this journey of the pregnancy, also sharing part of that. So I'm putting my energy here and in this channel, and maybe my music one is a little bit more in post. But when the right time comes for my music, like I have a lot of things ready to go out to the world, so that will come. And yeah, but yes, as Maru say, I don't think I will have a family channel or something like this, because I'm already super exposed in my relationship, and I can see what all the opinions that people give for free, and I don't want to expose my family to know everything that we do, or think that they know everything, you know. But I will try it as much as possible to take care of the family itself, because I'm already working on taking care of the relationship with exposure. So yes, I will try to take care of that.
And what's your YouTube channel to our audience?
Yeah, my YouTube channel is Roca Cabrera Travels. That's the one that you can find videos daily right now, or Roca Cabrera Music if you want to hear me sing.
And what's your YouTube channel?
My YouTube channel is I am_Maru or if you just write Marwa, it will show up on YouTube. I really wanted you to ask Rosio one more question. If she
Okay,
feels,
yeah, it's okay.
if she feels lonely being here as the only Muslim, yes.
How are you adapting with the village life?
Yeah.
Everybody's black. She's the white
Yeah.
lady, but we have one over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I must confess I do feel lonely sometimes because first of all, I was very used to have a very active life. Like I'm going from here to there to meet some friends, and I have a yoga class, and then a fitness, and then I have a video call, and I met some friends. So let's hang out. I have a dinner today, or I'm working, and I'm working in social places and meeting people every day, and just a lot of activity on my daily. Also my time alone, which I love to have my own time, going to the beach and moving a lot, like very, very independent. And here in the village, I find myself most of the time all day here in the house, which is sometimes is a little bit too much for me. And also far away from my friends, far away from the people that know me, and we can have like deep conversations and things like this. So I don't think it's just for being Musungu or have different color skin. I feel maybe because I'm more isolated here, and yes, sometimes it's a struggle. I like to be alone, but I also need the active
Life.
the life that I always had.
And what's the plan for that?
So now I'm happy that I'm going to Argentina also because I know, even here, for example, my own mobility in the village is quite different. Now, for example, even being pregnant is like less chances to go out and things like this. But if I want to go, like living in a city, in my place, in my city, just my city, I don't know. If I need rice, I just go by myself 2 blocks away, 5 minutes, I will come back, and there's a shopping area, things like this. From here, I need to ask someone to come and pick me in a boda to take me to 40 minutes if I want to go to the supermarkets and things like this. There's no such place of, I want to go and go read a book in the park, that doesn't exist. Or let's go to watch a movie in the cinema with a friend, that doesn't exist here. So there's a lot of things that maybe I was used to, and now here is nothing. So yeah.
Me, I have a plan, different plan. I want to build this village to like a super nice standard, and then we'll open a hostel that will bring all international visitors. Open a small coffee in the trees, and she will be singing Wazungu here every single day. And she'll not feel lonely this much. Maybe she'll have a friend. We'll also create volunteer programs for people to come from far away to come and work in the village, feed the horses that we have. Maybe I'll have even more. I'll make this like the heaven or the dream she's thinking. My job is to build and make it more of wow. Than I am missing this, I have to get this. Even like she's complaining about this. In the hostel, we will have a small area where you can buy things, matchbox, you can cook for yourself. Yes, we have a kitchen garden. I tend to think why she feels lonely is because she's the only Mzungu. She's not really the only, because we have another one right here. But also, it's more than just having somebody with the same skin color. Because some people want to relate and connect. But in this village we have, I have a friend who is also married to a white lady from Spain, Chef Matico. We have Vidi Jonah. We have Bushman. I feel in the future, even me, I'm more pushing of that so that my wife can get it comfortable to be around. Because when we went to South Africa, the country is full of white people there. Rosio felt a little at ease because she was not the only one. Yes, but here you go to a supermarket, she's the Mzungu. Why is the Mzungu in a motorbike? And
Sorry for that.
Yeah. It's okay. It's just.
But
it's just part
if
of
you
the
go to
process.
countries like Brazil, Argentina, it's normal to see girls on a motorbike. Here they expect a Mzungu to be in a Porsche car.
And giving us money.
Yeah, and money here and more tip. And so my plan is to build this place. I'll build a hostel. We'll have volunteers here. We will have like a villa farm. And also we plan to do, what is that, Rosio? For yoga?
Retreats.
Yeah.
Yes.
Retreats. People can come from all over around the world, come and do a retreat here, 1 week, 2 weeks. Rosio will be very busy. She will not even, and also I plan,
Tough time.
yes, I also plan to bring the parents here to even enjoy and see, you know. Yes, and also I believe when the kid is here, she will feel more connected also, more reasons to take care.
Yeah.
To be honest, it's just being in the process, you know, because actually most of his visions are my own visions also. Like I'm a musician and he already had on his plan a music studio in the house, you know. So things like that, we match very, very well with my ideas, his ideas, dreams, like they walk together. So it's just, maybe today we don't have hot shower, but I'm standing here because I can see the potential of the future that we are actually building, you know. So it's a matter of time and all of those dreams. I trust him so much with even my dreams. That's very good, you know. Not someone that only talks and words are gone. We are building together and we are creating, we are coming to fruition, you know, so that's very beautiful. So that's what makes the process to hold on, just wait, we will see. Yeah.
Yeah, and I believe good things take time. Yes. And also big dreams, good dreams. You know, like for example, me, I'm African and I visit these countries like in Europe, maybe Norway, Italy. I see their countries look glamoring, you know, very nice, have shopping malls. But one thing we forget is those people, at one point, they were putting brick by brick by brick, and it became this wow. So for me, I believe that's what I'll do. I'll put brick by brick, bring anyone who is ready to be on board. Like now you see in the village here, this is the most village with a lot of YouTubers, and they're all building villas. So you can imagine here in a few years, it's gonna be super poshy, and then we have a gated community, we have our horses. She will not even think about, actually people will be thinking about coming here every day. Even today, we have people calling us from Australia, New Zealand, they want to come. Every day, ask Rosio is here. And even others have already come from Jamaica, from Europe. So you see, if I didn't build, in this case, what will they come to see or to do?
To do what?
Yeah, exactly. But the more we build, and that's one thing even I'll send messages to a lot of black young people out there. Don't run away from home. You can run to go and study and do this, but always come back home. Because east-west, the day you get old, you'll still come back home, and it will be a shame if you didn't put an effort when you are young to build your own home. Because even those Europe, those America, there are men who put brick by brick to be where they are. Yes, that's one of my biggest dream. Now we can struggle here and there, but I have a clear vision what we want to do.
Okay.
I believe in the next 3 years, God give us life. This will not be the same village. Yeah, even we don't have a car right now, but we will get. Yes, first we get a roof, nice. Those things will come.
Okay.
Yes.
And the grass is not greener on the other side. It's greener where you water it. So
What are your biggest achievements on your YouTube career?
Biggest achievements on my YouTube career, freedom. That is my biggest achievement, freedom. I can wake up and say today, I don't want to wake up, I sleep. Chiburu, I sleep. I can wake up and say, especially when I have visas of those places, I'm going to Europe for the next 1 month and a half, gone. I can wake up and say, oh, I don't want to deal with this maybe country. I live to another country, gone. For me, and I don't have a boss. For me, nothing beats that. You know, if you can make money and you don't have a boss, and then you can move around the world. You know, sometimes you can make money, sitting in the same chair every single day, right there, right there. Even if you make millions, sometimes you feel a prisoner.
Yeah.
But think you can make money in the beach somewhere in Puerto Rico. You know?
Hey, Mara, you're challenging us.
No, it's true story.
Which is a good thing.
Because for the last, I would say 7 years, I've lived that life. For the last 7 years. And if I didn't live that life, I would not have met Rosio.
Yeah.
You see, also life gives you options when you decide you are going your own way. But when you converge to a scenario system, nowhere. You'll always see your neighbor, the one you don't like, and it's either you shape in or you shape out with your neighbor.
Yeah.
But if you have freedom, you can say, hey, let me go to Mexico, I see what Mexico offers.
For sure.
Oh, it's not so good, let me go to Sri Lanka, let me go to Argentina.
Yeah.
I've been in her home country before, so when we go, I will not be shocked. Yes, that's before I met her. Yes.
Does YouTube make money for people who will be inspired?
Yeah, so the thing is, YouTube needs persistence, okay, and patience. That is what people don't have. People believe because they have seen Maru build a big house from YouTube, they can join today and in 3, 4, 5 months, they should be there. It doesn't work like that. It's a struggle, it's a hustle. And for me, I always believe that is being tested. Like if you can go through this journey, then there is a big prize for you. Yes, but the beauty is YouTube has no formula. You don't have to do interviews like the one you are doing to be successful. You can show people how to even build a swimming pool and you'll get millions of views. You can tell people how to drive a car. You can show people how to travel, like what we do. You can even show people about your family, how to create. So anything you know, you can transform that to a video which becomes or makes you a YouTuber. And if you do it over and over and over without seeing money, fame, and anything that comes with all these things, you'll be successful. Yes. Me, I've inspired at least 700 YouTubers.
Wow.
At least, who are very, even others I believe they make more money right now more than me.
Yeah.
Yes. Even I have my own sister, for example.
Yeah.
I believe she makes more money than me.
Oh my God.
Yes.
And she started just the other day.
I helped her open the channel.
Wow.
I bought her a camera. She didn't want. So, and YouTube again is not for specific people. Like celebrities look like Maru or Rosio, like this. What makes you a celebrity is constantly showing up. They say, oh, I've seen this guy. Oh, are you the guy who makes videos about this? Then you realize, oh, actually, they are going out there.
Maru, what inspires you and motivates you in your YouTube career?
In my YouTube career, me in life, I think the biggest, if today, let's say, was my last day,
Yes.
I think like I helped people. Yes, I think that is what I can go away from this world with. That I held a guy and he came and poof, I held my sister and she's there. I held many people around the world and they are somewhere and now they live nearly or even better than me. For me, that I think nothing beats that.
Yeah.
Nothing beats that. Yes. You know when somebody says, oh, you know, I met a guy and then this guy told me this and then I became who I am today. For me, that is like, there's nothing beats
I've
that.
made it.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And your next destination or your dream destination?
Oh, now we are going to Argentina. You know, now we are cooling down.
Yeah, because of
We are family. Now we have to receive our baby. I'm excited. I want to go to Argentina, meet my mother-in-law. I hope we don't fight, you know. You know, yes. And we are going there. But we will see how life comes, you know. But we are very positive.
Yeah.
Yes, we are very positive. And also I need to build this home, like where we are sitting here should be a swimming pool. I need to keep building it. You know, I've told you about adding hostels, buying a car for the first time. So the world is still open. The doors are still open for bigger things to come. Yes, but for my YouTube, I'll still be posting videos.
Do you have a dream destination or country that you really want to go? Not
Yeah, I think now I've seen it all.
Okay.
But
Antarctica.
yes, Antarctica is actually, yes.
What's unique about Antarctica?
When I go there, I'll be on my 7th continent. Yes, 7th or 6th, ma'am. I don't know. I've been in Africa as a continent, Asia, Europe, North America, South America, and Antarctica will be sixth.
And the next
Then
one is?
Australia or New Zealand.
Oceania.
When you do that, you finish. But Antarctica for me is like now extreme travel. I like to do, I don't like to do just, I am here guys. No, I like sometimes to go until I'm like, bro, where am I? Yes. Or at one point I was a musician. The idea is, I will explain. Yes, I have music videos. I could even do collabos with my professional wife who is a musician.
Yes.
Me, I believe you can be anything.
Yeah, if you want.
If you want. All you need to do is behave like them. That is it.
The trick.
Just behave like them. If artists are doing like this, you also go that way. If they are uploading their video going like this south, do the same. In no minute you'll be there. Or you spend time around them, and because there's nobody who is born by you're gonna be this.
Yeah.
People sometimes you are influenced by friends, this, but if you really want something and you go for it.
Like you've influenced so many people about your project. Oh my God.
Yes,
you don't
and
understand.
yeah.
Everyone wants to build because Maru builds.
Yeah, everybody. Because now they realize, because me I tell them, inanyesha moto. Pole pole, tunamaliza. Aya. Actually we are finishing 5 minutes, guys. You see, for example, in our village right now, a lot of people are building, and not just regular houses, villas. Me, I tell them, this is the time you shine. Think of a day that you wake up and say, I used to have money. What will you show for?
Yeah.
Because one thing also I realize with Africans, and no offense, is we love to live day by day. But if you go to other cultures where wealth is believed to be, those people build for generations. Beyond themselves, they build for the grandkid. And they build projects that are beyond them just saying, I finished my house. So that is what I'm trying to install to everyone. I'm telling them, bro. And also I don't want my kid to be running every day going to Europe and America and in mercy of visa officer saying yes, rejected, and you're like, oh my God, even how that makes you feel, So I tend to say I'll build my heaven right here where I am, and I will make it. But now I can't do it alone. If I build, another one builds, this becomes
Something huge.
poshy, and another one will copy, and yes. There's something which wants to steal my. Mura, angalia nataka kukula hiyo njiwa. There's something which wants to steal my. Angalia hapo imejificha. Number one is people associate wealth with devil worshipping, Freemason, Illuminati. Like that's, I don't know why. I feel like sometimes slapping people, like people associate wealth and like satanism. And if by bad chance somebody dies in your family, they say, you see, we told you. It's like we fear being wealthy, Like we fear living a good life.
Like progression.
People, I don't know what's going on here.
Getting out of that place is so hard.
Yeah, like people, like even me right now in the village, they say I'm the biggest member of Freemason here. And even I don't even have that church or hall, I don't know.
The church.
I don't know.
Maru's church.
I don't know how even it looks like. Even the chief area is saying that.
Wow.
Just because we transform the village. Yeah. But I'm happy that we have social media because youngsters are seeing what New York looks like, what an apartment in Ibiza looks like, in Rio de Janeiro, and they are waking up. And also me being a traveler, when I go to those countries, I showcase, I teach, I educate, I broaden, Yes. That is one of the biggest challenges. Number two is roads. Like, we are not serious when it comes to road construction as projects from government, supporting people as they do big projects. Mostly people fear those people thinking they're going to take their positions in power. So they sabotage you guys. Like now we don't have electricity from the grid. I don't know why, the entire village, but other places they have. It's taken years and years. Even if I gave out my own money, we brought electricity, but we don't have it in one way or the other. So you see sabotage and this, malice. Like I remember when I was getting Wi-Fi here, they wanted to bring a cable from wherever it's coming from to the house, and it will go to other houses in the village. So I talked to the manager of Kenya Power. I told him, we need to get a cable through your posts because we need to get that. The first thing he started saying is, that is illegal. Who told you can be? He didn't even give me a chance to talk, to negotiate, to see what we can do. I asked him, a little arrogant, you when you go to Europe, that internet that you use, you think, how did it come to that house? People have to negotiate and agree to disagree until they find a balance and build our nation. Here they want, it's mine, it's don't, this and two, you know, it's like now they're asking me 2.1 million to bring electricity to my house. I asked them, that's over 20,000 US, I asked them, do I have a company? Am I the only one who needs the electricity? So I bought solars, I put. But imagine that guy who is trying to build and they don't have that money or power to do that. Like we should do things beyond just thinking that guy. Because tomorrow, the other day, your daughter will be married here, you'll need this road, or you know, so things like that. Like right now we are facing one challenge, is called reaction. People are on my neck every single day. If you type I am Maru, you'll find like 20 people talking about me. And 99.9, I can assure you, it's lies. Even the videos which have been made that Rosio already left the village, she ran and things like that, and she's still here. Just because Maru is a YouTube star, they just want to hang on that name and associate anything they feel like. But I keep reminding these people, okay, that they can wake up and become their own Maru. And if they feel I'm doing it wrong, they can show us the way. You know, show us how to build a road, show us how to do this. And now even the worst part is my own people attacking me. Sometimes I would let young people stay in my home here as I teach them YouTube. I give them a platform because I give them sometimes shout outs and things, or I appear on their videos. These people, after 2-3 months, they're my enemies. They're saying I'm not paying them, they're saying this. For example, I'll give you a very perfect example. Here in the village, there are certain salaries people get paid.
Yeah, 200 shillings.
You know? There is certain salaries people get paid. Me even sometimes I add on top of that. But you see, if somebody tells somebody living in New York the salary they are making here, people will be like, only that? Oh, you're being used. But people have to understand the context is different. We're in different environments.
Yeah.
And
Different
cost of
class,
living,
yeah.
everything is so different. So these people, they come and work for me. I even give them more than the rest of the people out there. But in no minute, they jump and say, we are being used. I am a slave at Maru's house. I am like, but you know, they want to say like that so that some other guy can donate something to them. Or me, I can't have like a normal, maybe bad day, maybe my wall collapsed. Somebody runs and says, disaster at Maru, so that people run to see his...
What's happening in the villa?
And imagine this somebody I brought on my own wheel, okay? Because it's a private home, I can close the gate and say, don't come.
Yeah.
But I say, let me help this guy. Maybe tomorrow he will be somewhere. So I wonder, that is one of the challenge I have. And also, people just jumping on my name, left, right, center. Maru did that, Maru did this. And there are big YouTubers around the world like Mr. Beast. Nobody talks about them. They're all hanging on this guy called Maru. It's too much. Yes.
One thing that is also important to know is like if you give them too much attention to all of these comments and opinions, they can get you 100% mentally. They can get you, they can make you confused, they can make you doubt about everything. You lose conception of your real truth, you know? Yes. But one thing that is
about mental health. No, me, I'm very strong. I've been in the street.
No, he doesn't really care, but
No. Me, I've been on YouTube for 8 years. And I've seen it all. I've seen it all. I've seen people lying left, right, center. So all I do is don't read the comments.
Yeah.
My job is like the sun. I wake up, make videos, and release. That is my job.
One thing that is important to know is that if someone has a lot of time to talk about you, they are not busy in their own life. So they are not an example of anything. They are not someone that you say, this person inspired me. You know, he's only talking negative about somebody else. So he's not someone inspireful in life, you know. So
That must be hard, Maru, for you guys.
Yeah, but, and I think, you see, for new couples that interracial that break up, I think it's such people that break them up. You know, me, I've been here. Sometimes Rosio feels like she's going down, and I advise her. I tell her, Rosio, you have to do like this, like this, like this. Because me, I've been here for 8 years. For new couples who are arriving on the stage, and then all these reactions and bad comments show up, they will break up. You know? Yes.
Final words before we cross and
Thank you guys for watching. I want to say thank you so much. God bless you. You can also check our YouTube channels out. At the same time, if you're watching this from Maru, subscribe to our madam here. She's really hardworking. Yes, and also thank you for your time. Thank you so much. These are my horses. They're feeling. Others are on heat, you know. Yeah. Malaika, you know, they want to
eat the maize.
So they are not happy. Yes.
they are tall.
Yeah. Look, yes.
Yeah, so yeah, thank you everybody. Thank you for giving us this time. Thank you for giving us this space today. I hope you enjoy the long conversation that we had.
Yeah. This is like 3 hours.
And yeah, and also interracial, you know, sometimes it's like, I don't know, it's like they put a lot of things on it. Oh, this could be hard and this. Yes, there are gonna be challenges like any other, but don't forget that love is love. So if you love someone with a different skin color or height or language or everything, just follow the love that you feel for each other. It will always be stronger. Yeah.
People are people at the end of the day.
Yes.
Same emotion, feelings,
Yes.
different colors.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And also, there's no perfect something. There's no perfect relationship. There's no perfect someone. There's always flaws of people.
Yeah.
The best thing is how to deal with these people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's all we can say.
Thank you guys for honoring my request
Yes.
and
All
for
right.
coming us to your home. I really appreciate.
All right.
Looking forward to,
Thank you so much.
collaborating in life.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank
Haya,
you.
Thank you. Haya, asante. Mura, ile kuku ni ngonjwa. Maybe ichinjwe kabla ijaambukiza zingine. Sijui ilitoka wapi. Ile jogoo moja. Ilikuwa imejikunja hapo sana. Ichinjwe kabla ijaambukisha watoto watakufa wote.
Zinagonjesha nanga.
Ishikwe ichinjwe jamani.